She posted, "Finally realized I settled for less on our anniversary." I commented, "Same." Then I posted our joint account statements, showing I paid for everything. Her friends started asking questions she couldn't answer. I, 32M, am a senior solutions architect for a major cloud computing firm. My ex-wife, 29F, works occasionally as a lifestyle consultant, which is a fancy way of saying she critiques other people's wardrobes while I subsidize her own. We were celebrating our 5th anniversary last month. I had pulled out all the stops. Reservations at the most impossible-to-book steakhouse in the city, a vintage bottle of Cabernet she'd been eyeing for months, and a diamond tennis bracelet that cost roughly the same as my first car. I'm not saying this to brag about money. I'm saying this to establish the baseline of effort. I was all in. I thought we were a team. Dinner was fine. Not great, just fine. She spent 80% of the meal photographing the food, and the other 20% editing the lighting on her selfies. I sat there nursing my wine, watching the woman I married interact more with her screen than with her husband. I paid the bill, $800 including tip, and we took an Uber Black home because she didn't want to walk 2 blocks in her heels. We got back to our apartment. I own it. I bought it 2 years before we met, refinanced it when interest rates bottomed out, and have paid every single dime of the mortgage, HOA, and insurance. She calls it our home, but her name isn't on the deed. That detail becomes important later. She went straight to the bathroom to do her skincare routine. I sat on the edge of the bed and opened Instagram. I usually don't check it, but I wanted to see if she'd tag me in anything from dinner. There it was, a photo of her looking wistfully out the restaurant window, glass of wine in hand, lighting perfectly moody. The caption read, 5 years. Sometimes you look at your life and realize you settle for safe instead of spectacular. Finally realized I settle for less. Happy anniversary, I guess. Hashtag settling, hashtag truth, hashtag anniversary blues. I stared at the screen. The words didn't register at first. Settle for less? I refreshed the page. The likes were rolling in. Her friends, the same ones whose weddings I bought expensive gifts for, whose disastrous birthdays I'd funded, were commenting things like, "You deserve the world, babe, and proud of you for speaking your truth." She hadn't tagged me. She hadn't even blocked me from seeing it. She was so arrogant, or perhaps so indifferent, that she didn't think I'd see it, or she simply didn't care if I did. I didn't yell. I didn't storm into the bathroom. In my line of work, when a server crashes, you don't scream at the hardware. You analyze the logs. You find the root cause. You execute a patch. I opened my banking app. I navigated to the joint expenses tab. We had a joint account for shared bills, but the reality was that I transferred $10,000 a month into it, and she transferred vibes? Occasionally $200 from a consulting gig? I took a screenshot of the last 6 months of deposits. My deposits, $62,450. Her deposits, $850. Then I took a screenshot of the withdrawals. Sephora, Nordstrom, a business retreat in Tulum that looked suspiciously like a girl's trip. I went back to Instagram. Under a post, I typed 2 words, same. Then on my own profile, I posted the screenshots of the bank statements. No caption, just the raw data. I tagged her in the image. 3 minutes later, the bathroom door flew open. She stood there, face half covered in a green clay mask, holding her phone like it was a weapon. "Are you insane?" she hissed. "Take it down. Now." I looked at her, calmly unbuttoning my dress shirt. "Happy anniversary." "You are humiliating me." She stepped closer, her voice rising to that pitch she uses when she wants to intimidate me into submission. "My friends are seeing that. My clients are seeing that." "Your clients?" I asked. "You mean the people you advise on how to live a high-value life? I think they deserve to know who's actually funding the lifestyle you're selling." "You petty, manipulative little man," she spat. "This is exactly what I meant. You hold money over my head like it makes you a king. Emotional intelligence is worth more than your paycheck. If I'm bankrupt of emotion," I said, "then why is the lease on your Mercedes in my name? Why is the health insurance you used for your dermatologist appointment last week provided by my employer. Her phone started blowing up, friends asking if it was true. She started typing furiously. I'm deleting my post. You delete yours. No, I said. You want to discuss our marriage publicly. You wanted to tell the world you settled. I'm just providing the context. I will ruin you, she said, her voice dropping. I know things. I can make your life a living hell. You're welcome to try, I said, but you might want to check the prenup again, specifically the infidelity clause. I didn't know for sure she was cheating. It was a bluff based on her caption. Settling for safe implies a dangerous option she wanted instead. Her eyes widened just a fraction. That was all I needed. Get out, I said. This is my house. Actually, I bought this unit in 2018. We married in 2020. I never added your name to the title. In this state, commingling of funds doesn't apply to premarital real estate unless I explicitly grant it. You have somewhere to go, right? Maybe the guy you didn't settle for. I'm not going anywhere, she said, crossing her arms. And if you try to make me, I'll call the police and tell them you hit me. The temperature in the room dropped. This wasn't a fight anymore. This was war. Do it, I said, pointing to the ceiling corner behind her. She turned. A small, dark dome sat nestled in the crown molding. Nest Cam, 4K resolution, cloud storage, audio enabled. It's been recording since you walked out of the bathroom. Please call 911. I'd love for the officers to review the footage of you threatening to file a false report. She froze. The realization hit her like a physical blow. She grabbed her duffel bag, threw random clothes into it, and stormed out, screaming that she was going to take half of everything. I locked the door and poured myself another glass of wine. My post had been shared 400 times. The comments were brutal for her. She's bringing $800 to the table and talking about settling? The audacity. The next morning, I called my lawyer and froze the joint account. Good thing I did, because 2 days later, I got a notification that she tried to wire transfer $25,000 out of it. Declined. Then she sued me. She filed for intentional infliction of emotional distress, claiming my post caused her irreparable professional harm. She also filed for temporary spousal support, demanding $8,000 a month because she had become accustomed to a specific marital standard of living and claimed to be destitute. In her affidavit, she claimed she had zero liquid assets. I sat with my lawyer, Evelyn. She's lying. She has a crypto wallet she thinks I don't know about. Can you prove it without hacking? Evelyn asked. I'm a data engineer. We share a password manager family plan. She never removed her credentials. I didn't access the account. I just looked at the password manager log history and cross-referenced wallet addresses. She texted her brother last year. She has about $60,000 stashed away. Evelyn smiled. That changes things. There's more, I said. I found out who she thinks she should have been with. I handed Evelyn a stack of printed messages. Since we shared an iCloud family plan and she had synced her iPad before leaving the back of her photos, her iMessage history synced too. The guy was Fit King 88. Tyler, a personal trainer at the gym I paid for her to attend. I can't stand him, Ty. He's so boring. But the anniversary is coming up, and I need him to buy me that bracelet before I leave. Tyler, just hold out a little longer, babe. Once you get the alimony set up, we can open our own studio. Dissipation of marital assets. Every hotel room, every dinner she bought him with our joint account. She owed that back. At the hearing for temporary support, she showed up looking intentionally disheveled. Her lawyer gave a speech about how I was a financial abuser who cut her off. The judge asked me if I froze the accounts. Yes, Your Honor, Evelyn said, to prevent further dissipation of marital assets regarding the funding of a third party. We handed over the binder. The hotel withdrawals near Tyler's apartment. The text and the crypto log showing she had $58,000 in Ethereum while claiming to be broke. The judge looked at her. Mrs. Name, you stated you have zero assets. Can you explain this wallet? That's not mine, she stammered. IP logs match your parents' home where you're residing. Evelyn noted. The judge denied her support and froze her crypto assets. We walked out and my ex lost it. She cornered me near the elevators and tried to stage a scene, screaming, "Stop following me! I'm afraid of you," while recording on her phone. I pulled out my phone, already recording audio. "Officer," I flagged down a guard. "My estranged wife is attempting to stage an harassment incident." She lowered her phone instantly. That night, she went nuclear. She posted a TikTok Storytime titled "The Truth" about my narcissist tech bro husband. She cried, lied about me forcing her to sign the prenup, and claimed I controlled her. It went viral. My HR department contacted me about concerning allegations. She was trying to destroy my career. I called Evelyn. "I'm releasing the Kraken." "What's the Kraken?" "The security footage from the night she left. The audio of her admitting she lied. The text where she plans to frame me. I edited a response video. I synced a video of her screaming, 'I'll tell them you hit me,' with the audio of her calm voice in the lawyer's office. I overlaid the text with Tyler. I showed the bank statements. I titled it, 'Response to the Allegations,' the receipts. It hit 2 million views in 24 hours. The internet turned on her instantly. She deleted her TikTok. My HR department reviewed my evidence and cleared me of any wrongdoing. But the discovery phase of the divorce found the final nail in the coffin. My forensic accountant found 3 credit cards she had taken out of my name 2 years ago, identity theft, and maxed out to $40,000 for a clothing line that never existed. At the settlement conference, she was alone. Her lawyer had quit because she couldn't pay him. Evelyn slid the paperwork across the table. "We are prepared to file criminal charges for identity theft and the false police report unless you sign this. The terms, no alimony. She takes 100% of the secret debt. She pays back the $25,000 she tried to steal, which she had already spent on Tyler. And she issues a public retraction. 'I can't pay that,' she sobbed. 'Tyler left me as soon as the money stopped.' 'That sounds like a you problem,' Evelyn said. She signed. As we left, she tried one last manipulation. 'I really did love you once.' 'No,' I said. 'You loved the lifestyle. You loved the safety. And when you thought you could upgrade, you tried to recycle the resource.' The divorce was finalized last month. I'm currently sitting in my apartment, which is fully mine, on a new leather couch I bought. My savings are recovering fast without the $10,000 monthly drain. I checked her new private Instagram. The retraction is there. I also sent the court documents proving Tyler knowingly accepted stolen marital funds to his gym. They fired him 2 days later to avoid liability. I'm planning a solo trip to Japan. I realized I didn't lose a wife. I patched a security vulnerability.